Swazulaya Hassenpfeffers, how the hell are ya? God damn it. Alright, so Sisters of Parvos is here after it was teased a little bit about, how long ago was it? 4 months now or something like that. The more details we got about the update, the more nervous people got, the more people started to predict that it's probably not going to be all that. But is it true? Is it actually not all that? Is it good? Is it bad? If it's good, why? If it's bad, why exactly? Now, I'm going to, before we even get into the topic, I recently found a couple of funny comments about but you can't call them anything other than Warframe White Knights. And let's be very, very clear on what the word White Knight means. It does not mean that you're a person who likes Warframe. I like Warframe too. Hell, a lot of people like Warframe, okay? That's not what a White Knight is. A White Knight is someone who defends Warframe and Digital Extremes religiously, regardless of what they do, even though the evidence is blatantly obvious and right on your nose that the game has some issues that, if those issues were addressed, the game would improve massively. Not just for one group of people, but basically for everybody. All the players would have more joy from the game, and the devs would have more players, and thereby they would also have more money, right? And White Knights combat that because constructive, valid criticism for a White Knight is a personal attack, basically. So, to the White Knights out there, if you are allergic to reality, don't watch my fucking channel. Don't watch my streams. Go away. And be quiet. You have no right to open your mouth. All you're doing is making yourself look silly. Your arguments are void of intelligence. Straight up, okay? Facts. That's just how it is. But now let's actually talk about Sisters of Parvos. Okay. I'm not sure that we can talk about our honest opinions about, well, my honest opinions about Sisters of Parvos in few words. I'll try though, but simply because there are so many levels of absurdity in it. But let's go ahead and start with the good. Okay, so one good thing that was definitely good with the Sisters of Parvos update is the lich change. Let's call it a change. The liches, all of them, corpus or kuva, doesn't matter. All the liches now follow what they were originally envisioned as in you after you kill them, instead of killing them in the ship wherever they spawn or the tile wherever they spawn, they will then flee back to their galleon or back to their whatever fighter jet ship thing in space, and you basically have to follow them out there, do a little bit of railjack, break into their ship, so to speak, and then have the final showdown there and kill them there instead. It is extra steps. I do realize that. Maybe some people might get a little salty about that, but I don't think it's really bad. And I actually kind of like that setup, the entire dynamic of having a lich, fighting them on your turf where they're trying to kind of surprise you, so to speak, and just randomly spawn and try to take you out. You defend yourself a couple times, and then ultimately when you weaken them, they run like little weasels, and then you have to follow them onto their turf and kill them there. I kind of like that dynamic a little bit. It is extra steps. It's nothing new, really. This is shit that DE showed us years ago, and it just never happened. In case you haven't noticed, Digital Extremes has a habit of showing off 100% worth of content at TennoCon, and then spending the next 2 years after that TennoCon implementing every single one of those in like 20% increments. So it's like broken up. They promise us a full season of a show, and then they give us one episode every month or so, right? Or every 3-6 months, something like that. That's kind of what it feels like sometimes. So overall, that's not bad. It's a minor change, and it kind of feels a little bit better to execute them in that manner opposed to the way it was before. But still a little extra steps. Okay, and that's pretty much the only thing that's good. I've been asked a couple times on streams and in the Discord a couple times from people, is it worth coming back to? And to me, that's a bit of a strange question. Is Warframe worth coming back to? I don't know, man. If you like Warframe, then go ahead and play it. Why do you need me to tell you if it's worth it for you? I don't know what you like, you know? However, for this particular update, I kind of have to say, no, not really. But, there's a but there. See, if you already played Kuva liches and you liked Kuva liches and you would have liked to have more Kuva liches, then this update is amazing for you and you definitely want to come back. But if you feel like you've had your fill with Kuva liches and stuff and you don't really need to do them again, well, Sisters of Parvos is the identical content. It's exactly the same thing. There is literally no difference between Kuva lich execution and corpus lich execution. It's the exact same game style, just a different skin, as everything in Warframe is at the moment. Now, if you dig that, then go ahead and play it. What about the weapons? What about the new sister weapons? Are those any good? Well, obviously they're good. The Kuva weapons were better than normal weapons, and so were these. They're no different. Of course they're good. And of course, for some reason that is inexplicable until this day to me, those weapons also can get ranked up to level 40, so you have to put 5 Forma in them if you want that rank 40. What is this trend with DE putting that into the game? You don't even get a benefit for going to rank 40. I wouldn't understand if you put in 5 Forma, go to level 40 on the weapon, that at that level it will then unlock some extra perk, or it will unlock its true potential or something and have, like, I don't know, way better stats or something like that. That would make sense to me. I would understand. But literally, you gain nothing from wasting 5 Forma on these weapons. It was cute with the Paracesis, it was not funny with the Kuva liches, and it's even less funny now with the Corpus liches. I don't know why DE keeps doing this. Well, I mean, I do know why. It's time fodder and it's a resource sink. They just want to make you reduce your resources so you then in the future have to waste more time regaining those same resources. That's literally what it is. I'm sorry. If you don't like that or you think it's bullshit, then I don't know how to help you. No, there is no other reason why that can possibly be the case, okay? So, okay, Kuva, not Kuva, but Corpus liches is the same as Kuva liches. Everything is pretty much identical with minor tweaks, but that's to the general system with, you know, killing them in their ships instead of wherever they spawn. Stuff like that. For some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, the Corpus liches needed more extra steps. No, you can't just go into a Corpus mission and wait until a Larvaling spawns and kill it like you did with the Kuva liches. No. With Corpus, you have to go into the Granum Void now. The Granum Void is that golden talk to the hand statuette that you will find on the Corpus reworked ships, right? And you have to enter the Granum Void on Zenith level, which is the highest level. You can't do any of the lower crowns. It has to be Zenith. You go in there and then you kill the ghost things like in Protea, the Protea quest. It's that gameplay again. You have to do that and you have to hit rank 1, the lowest rank, and then when you yeet out of the Granum Void, a Larvaling will spawn. Now, I don't think that that's super terrible or anything like that. It's certainly not like the worst type of grind, but I have to kind of ask, why? Why can I get a Kuva lich by going to Cassini, doing a quick, really quick, happy snappy mission that I can spam until I get the Larvaling that I want, and then go on the very long journey of killing a Kuva lich, right? Why is it like that with Kuva, and with the Corpus liches, I have to do this extra step of an extra layer of mission? Is it maybe because DE is trying to force us to play dead content? Because I don't know anybody that plays Granum Void. Why would you? You don't get shit there, except for Protea. Why else would you ever go there? You know? I don't understand. But okay, whatever. In the grand scheme of things, I would say that the liches in general, both Corpus and Kuva, have been improved in the sense that the way you go from A to Z on killing them is a little bit more boss fighty kind of style, I would say, so it feels right. It is extra steps, but it feels right that way. And the murmur grind has been reduced, and we've gotten a couple of trinkets that you can use to reduce that murmur grind even further, such as one of the requiems can mimic any other requiem mod, so you don't actually need to find out the 3 correct ones. You only need 2, and then use the cheat one, right? Okay, that's kind of neat. That's all kind of neat. But generally, though, it's not really new content. Like I said, it is Kuva liches just reskinned. These sisters are now only female, and they're slightly blue, opposed to being male or female and slightly red. That's pretty much the only differences that you have there, okay? So, okay, whatever. But worse and this is by far the worst part of the entire update, this is like straight up bad and really, really absurd, is Yareli. Yareli is, in my opinion, the most pointless frame, the most lazy frame design that DE has ever come up with. She is so silly for so many reasons. Now, hold on. Before I get into it, let me say right quick, I agree that Yareli can be fun to play, and I'm not saying that you're wrong if you enjoy her. You can enjoy her, different strokes for different folks, that's a-okay. But if you look at a Warframe as what it is, opposed to, or not opposed to, but compared to what every other Warframe is, you know, a machine, a tool for war, Yareli is the worst one. I even have to admit that Grendel is a better Warframe than Yareli is. And I don't even consider Grendel a Warframe to begin with because I find him that terrible. But I have to say, Grendel is even better than Yareli. Now, Yareli is great and fun on levels below 40. So anything below Sedna, anything below the Void, all of those missions and stuff, Yareli can be fun, and she's definitely really, really strong there as well. Anything beyond that is a little bit stronger, she's completely pointless and useless. I'm going to show you guys footage in the background if I haven't been having it run in the background the entire time. I'll do it now. Thousands of reasons why Yareli absolutely stinks. The fact that DE put a K-Drive ability, you know, one of the most hated game aspects in the entire game, on a Warframe no less, with which you ride through the 95% worth of the entire game being tight corridors on a Warframe as an ability is baffling. Who in their right mind came up with that idea and thought it was a good idea? I really, really would like to know. When you look at K-Drive and how it performs, how terrible it performs on open worlds, and then stick that into the regular tile sets, which make up, like I said, about 95% of the game. You're looking at the Kuva Fortress, for example. Look at Eris, for example. Europa, for example. Hell, on stream we took the damn thing to Earth and to Mercury and all these other planets, and it performs terribly. It's such a shit game design, I don't understand why it's even there. Why? It's so bad. That aside though, sure, you could say, alright, Jizo, you got a point, K-Drive ability is pretty bad, it is also stupid, maybe we can just subsume something else into there like Breach Surge or whatever, anything. Yes, you can use the Helminth yet again to rework the Warframes for DE since they don't seem it's necessary to produce anything worthwhile anymore. Sure, you can, but that still leaves you with the rest of Yareli's kit. They're all crap. Even after her buff, she's still the exact same frame. She's no better. Even after the buff, if you didn't catch her buffs, her armor was increased from 65 to 100 to put her on par with all the other low armor frames. Okay, cool. Her first ability used to deal impact damage, the shitty impact damage, it now deals shitty cold damage. Her fourth ability used to deal shitty blast damage, it now deals shitty cold damage. Okay. And in short, across the board, everything that she does was basically doubled. Double damage here, double scaling there, double this, double that. In short, right? And it was completely insignificant. The only thing that Yareli does now is she kills those same enemy levels that I just mentioned you guys earlier, 40 and below. She kills those a little bit better, and everything above she still struggles and is still really, really bad. She has no synergies, she has nothing, right? The best fix that they gave her, aka buff that they gave her, is making her first ability cast 5 bubbles that crowd control the enemies, opposed to just 3. That is the best thing so far. Yareli is nowhere near being a good frame, and don't even get me started on her grind. Don't even get me started on all of that absurdity. I don't mean to be cynical or spiteful or try to come across as mean or stir drama or anything like that, but can anybody out there, please, I don't care if you're a White Knight or if you're a Warframe hater, I don't care if you're an Ashisogi fan or if you're an Ashisogi hater, I don't care, but can someone please explain to me the logic behind everything Yareli. Because there isn't any logic. I really don't see it. Why the hell do you have to do this shitty quest to get Yareli? A shitty K-Drive quest. It's so bad to unlock a comic, not even a cinematic or anything like that, no, but a comic, some pictures that were drawn. If you have access to good artists, that shit could be done within a day, right? So why is it that we have to do shitty, stupid K-Drive challenges to unlock this frame in the first place? And why is it that DE has the audacity to call that a cinematic quest? It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Then she has a K-Drive ability, which doesn't work anywhere in the game except open worlds, maybe, but in open worlds you can use the actual K-Drive, so like, what the fuck, right? And then on top of all of that, she's horrible as a frame. All of her other abilities are also meh. She's just not good. At this point, the only thing that Yareli is basically Belle Delphine cosplaying a Genshin Impact character. That's all she is. She is made for Captura artists, because that's where she shines. She looks really cool, she does really cool poses, all of that is amazing for Captura, but for actually war, horde shooting, she sucks. She's terrible. I don't understand the logic behind all of this, right? And then, why do you have to build an extra dojo room that costs you a bunch of resources just to get Yareli from there? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't there a Tenno lab in the dojos where you can already get Banshee and Zephyr and Volt? Why isn't Yareli in there as well? What? Can someone explain the logic behind that? Because I don't see it. I don't understand. Somebody at Digital Extremes thought this frame, this quest, and this requirement to build the frame was a good idea. What is DE now run by interns exclusively? What is going on? What? That also aside, Yareli, you can have fun with her. You might love her, and that's fine, but you cannot argue that she is good as a machine of war, especially not at higher levels that are a little bit more relevant, like sortie levels or Kuva flood missions and arbitrations and sorties, and of course Steel Path as well. All those things, Yareli completely useless, right? You can't tell me that she's useful there. On lower levels, she is useful because every Warframe can be useful on low levels, and she also wrecks everything there, of course, just like anything else. That's fine, right? But those two things aside, the liches being copy-paste from the before liches with literally no difference whatsoever, it's just mastery fodder and time fodder, and that's pretty much it. Resource sync too. Yareli is just meh. Everything so far is meh. The most annoying thing about this entire update is the fact that before the update happened, DE was talking about the gap, the power gap between guns and melee weapons. DE said they want to reduce the melee speed because it has no strategical value in their opinions, right? And because the animations get lost in it, right? They also wanted to fix the guns or buff the guns to bring the guns roughly up to the same level as melee. That was their goal. Their explanations, which were dumb, but still, those were the goals. And none of them, not a single one, was achieved. The guns are still shit compared to the melee. Galvanized mods, exactly like everybody predicted, don't do fuck all for anything. They don't help their shit. You can't use them. They don't buff the guns. The guns themselves are untouched, of course. We just now have these shitty mods that cost a whole bunch of resources to level up, and they don't even work, okay? And the melee speed nerfs, or condition overload nerfs, and blood rush nerfs, literally insignificant. You guys may remember a while ago I did a build with the dual commas and made a video out of it, and the video is called Red Crits Are Stupid. Something like that. You guys may recall. If not, you can go watch that video right quick if you want to. In any case, I use my dual commas, go to Steel Path, not using any kinds of crits, just a basic condition overload build, and I kill everything with it. Well, we did that on stream again after the changes, and literally no change. Okay, cool. Well, maybe DE failed only in that sense that that the guns are still weaker. They still have time to buff the guns in the future, blah, blah, blah. Okay, sure, maybe. But what about the fucking animations? You see, you could slow down the animations of the melee as much as you want. You can slow them all down to 1% of what they're doing right now, right? You still wouldn't see jack shit because of all of the damn particle effects. And don't tell me, Jizo, you could turn those down though in the options menu. Mine are already turned down to like 5% or something, so don't give me that, right? I don't have any words for them anymore. My honest opinion about this entire update, the grand scheme of the 8 update is it's inconsequential. That's, I think, the best word that I can think of for this update. It's just inconsequential. It's copy-paste Kuva liches. It's exactly the same. If you enjoyed that, you can do it again now, just with a different skin. If you have hopes of having a good Warframe that you can maybe have some fun runs with at some higher levels, no, you don't, because Yareli is trash. And if you think that DE did anything for melee or did anything for guns, or if you think you have to come back to the game to rebuild your melees to be powerful again because the changes were actually significant, nope, also no, everything is exactly the same. So this entire update was just a waste of time on DE's part for developing it, and it was insignificant, inconsequential, because this update does nothing for the game or the players, nothing. The only thing that this update successfully did was piss people off so much that they had to do K-Drive to get Yareli that people dropped a bunch of plat to buy all the shit. People are so fucking done with DE's repetitive grind scheme. I don't know. I don't have any hope of this game ever improving. And I don't think that DE wants to improve it either. And DE certainly doesn't listen to the player base, the majority of the player base. I'm going to have a separate video on that, which is not going to be pretty. So if you happen to be a White Knight simp fanboy, don't show up on my channel anymore. You're not going to be happy. DE slipped up. They fucked up a little bit. On the note of them not listening to the community and stuff like that, they fucked up, and I'm going to call them out for it because I've had it. I've lost my patience. Anyways, guys, this was, I'm afraid, a little bit more of a rant than I wanted it to be, and less a honest opinion about the update. I do realize that, and I apologize for it, more or less. I don't like doing this ranty kind of content, but I really don't have any other words. To chalk it up, it was inconsequential, and there's really no reason to play it or bother with it, unless you're just curious, of course. But other than that, I really can't recommend playing this update because there's nothing new. There's nothing new or interesting, for that matter, to play with. So yeah, it's unfortunate and it's sad, but I mean, I guess it's in line with whatever DE's agenda is. So yeah, we'll see if Yareli actually gets buffed. I also made a Yareli Spitball rework live on stream the other day. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comment section, and I might go find it and download it and upload it as a video. It's just some ideas of what would make Yareli pretty cool. Maybe you guys want to hear those ideas and agree with me or disagree or add your own 2 pennies. But in any case, let me know in the comment section, and I'll if you guys do have interest, I will find it for you. For now, I'm going to leave it be because this video is way too long already. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video or the next stream or on our Discord server or wherever. All links that are relevant are in the description. So until next time, stay healthy and safe, and peace the fuck out.